Now let's come over here and make this outdoor light. That's another 1/8 inch circle, so I need to draw it as a 6-inch circle, 48 times as big. I'm going to make a 6-inch circle with legs sticking out because that's the symbol for an outdoor light. And it looks like it's approximately in the middle of that length of wall there. All right, so I'm going to zoom in to that wall just a little bit. And I'm going to make a circle. I don't know exactly where to put this, so I'm going to make a circle out here in space. And I want a 6-inch circle, so a radius of 3. Notice that 3 inches is stored in its brain because that's the last thing I did. So I don't need to type 3 again. I just hit enter. There's my circle. But I did something wrong. I forgot that I was on the wire layer, and so I've got a dashed line here. So I'm going to click on the circle, go up here and drop down the layer list and select symbol layer. Okay, now it's on the right layer. Escape, escape. But that didn't change what layer is current. It just changed that one circle I drew. I still need to select electric symbol to make that layer current. Okay, now I want to make those 4 legs sticking out, and I don't know how big to make them. So I will just make a new circle, and I'm going to start in the middle of this circle. Look, there's that center O snap. That is handy. And I'm going to come out here a ways. I could just guess at some size. I could also make a radius of 5. Looks like that would be about right. I think I'll enter 5 just to be precise. Now here's where these quadrant O snaps are going to be useful. You'll like these. I'm going to go line, enter, and go from quadrant to quadrant. Now I've got a straight line. Line was the command I just had, so I'll hit enter again to bring up that command again. Line, quadrant, quadrant, enter. Enter again to bring up the line. Quadrant, quadrant, enter. Enter again, quadrant, quadrant, enter. There. Now I have 4 prongs. Now I will erase my temporary circle, E, enter, and I'll just do a right crossing window because it's easy. You don't have to be careful. Now I'm going to move this light symbol down here to the wall. M for move. I'll do a left enclosing box this time just because I feel like it. Okay, I'm selected, enter. Base point, I'm going to use that leg, and I'll move down here to the wall. Well, that looks fine. Alrighty. Now, let's think about putting our fan stuff in the bathroom. And I've been zoomed in here. I would like to zoom out and see the whole drawing. And I know that you probably use the scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in and out, and that's good. But here's another thing you can do, one that I like. Z is the first letter of the word zoom, so I'm going to type Z, enter. That's the zoom command. And look at all these options you get. I want extents. I want to zoom out to the full extents of my drawing, so I'm going to type E, enter, and it zoomed out to the full extents exactly. And by the way, spacebar is the same thing as enter, so you can do Z spacebar, E spacebar, and get out there real fast. All right, let's zoom in on our bathroom now. And we want to make 3 circles here. Let's go look at these circles. You see those? They're stacked up. They almost make a triangle. looks like they're all touching each other, but how in the heck would you do that? Oh, who knows? Well, let's just, we could just eyeball this. Let's go start doing that and then see where we go from there. So I'm going to just do a C for circle. I'll click somewhere out here in the middle of the room for the base point. Radius. Oh, now it's remembering my 5-inch radius. I want to go back to a 3-inch radius. I'll type a 3-inch radius. So I get a 6-inch circle. All right. Now I want 2 other circles. I'm not sure. It would be nice if I could make those tangent somehow, but I'm not sure how to do that. So I'm going to try something else. This is looks like it almost forms a triangle, as we mentioned. An equilateral triangle where all the edges of the triangle are at 60-degree angles. Aha! So I'm going to make sure that in my, where are we? Polar tracking. I turn polar tracking off, but now I'd like to turn it back on again. And where am I? I'm set at every 15 degrees. That'll be good. I'm going to turn polar tracking back on. Click. Okay, now it's on. And now I'm going to make a line. Let me zoom in just a little bit more so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to make a line from the center of this bottom circle, and I want to come out and form a 60-degree line right here. And I wiggle my mouse around until that green ghost line lights up, and you can see that it says 60 degrees in the cursor box. So I'll just click there. It's not any particular length. I just made it an angle. Now we'll make another line from the middle of this circle, and I'll look for that other green ghost line. There it is at 120 degrees. That'll be fine. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to move this circle so that its center is somewhere on this line. And I'm using that nearest O-snap with the bow tie. All right, now its center is on this 60-degree line. Now I will move this other circle so that its center, there's the center O-snap, its center is somewhere on this line. There's my nearest O-snap. All right, now look what we can do. Now we can move one circle using this intersection. Where that circle intersects the 60-degree line, I'll come down and snap it to where that 60-degree line intersects the other circle. And I will move this one from its intersection down to the other circle's intersection. Oh, that is looking good. And now I will erase these 2 lines. So those are actually tangent and they're all regular looking. But that fan light arrangement is not in the middle of the room, and I would like it to be. So now I'm going to get a line and go from one corner of the room to the diagonally opposite corner of the room. And now I would like to move this bunch of symbols here. I'm going to go M for move, and I'm going to do a box from left to right. And this is just a symbol. This does not have to be exact. So I'm going to use this space in the middle here as my base point. and I will temporarily turn off the O-snaps so that I can just kind of eyeball in the middle of space there. There's my base point. Now I'll turn my O-snap back on. And now where am I moving to? The midpoint on this line, if we can find it. Maybe we can't find it. I can't see where it is. Where is it? Did we miss it? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. That'll be okay. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good. These are just symbols. What they show is connections. They don't show locations or sizes. They show the electrician what switch gets connected to what fixture. That's all. So we'll now put a piece of text down here. This time I'll use a single line text. Okay, I'll put a piece of text down here. Start point of text. Okay. Text height 6 inches. Good, that's what I want. Rotation angle, I do want a rotation angle of 0 now because I want this letter S to be right side up. So enter. And what is my text? See, my cursor is blinking. Letter S, enter. Now with single line text, if I enter, it drops down a line, but if I enter again, it just stops doing the command. mtext doesn't do that. Now I'll make a line, and I'm just going to eyeball halfway between the counter and the door there. Looks like that's where that switch is. Really 3 inches away from the door would be good. I'll just eyeball it. And I'll make a line coming up straight. And now I'll move my letter S. And I'm going to use a point out here in space to move it. There we go, letter S, looking good. And now I'll go back to my wiring layer, elec wire. I'll come up here to my lines and I'll drop down this thingy. There are more commands hiding under here. And I'll get my spline thingy. And I'll start a line here. I'll go out in space a little bit. I'll land on one of these circles and enter. There's my line. It doesn't look exactly like our textbook. That's quite all right. What we want is a line that goes from the switch to these fixtures, and it's on the right layer and it's curvy. So that's all we need there. Now I'll Z enter, E enter, zoom back out and see where I am. I have some more fixtures to put in and some more lines to put in, but I've got a good start here. When I do start typing some notes stuff, like up here, if I'm going to make a leader that says vent fan to outside air, Now he used a curvy leader line. You might want a curvy one or you might want a straight one. We'll want to go to the Annotate tab, the leader style. We'll modify it. We'll make sure that the scale in this middle structure tab is a scale of 48. Enter. And we could do a straight line or a curvy line, and we'll make sure our text height is 1/8 of an inch, not stupid 3/16. Okay, close. Now we can make our leader. From here, oops, we're going to run out of time on our recorder, so I better stop.